to solve side x. Okay, so I need to find sine x. I know an angle and I know a side, and I know it's a right angle triangle, right? Good. So according to this angle, this is already labeled for you, but technically you have to label it, right? So according to this angle, which is my angle of interest, this is my opposite, and x is my hypotenuse. Okay? So opposite and hypotenuse. What do you think we should use? Sine. Do you think that's what we need to use? Because if you go back here, so ka toa, right? Opposite and hypotenuse is with sine. Okay? So I know that I have to use sine, whatever this angle is. So let's call it A, B, C. So I know I have to use sine A is equal to, what's the formula for sine? Opposite over hypotenuse. So what I did is I wrote my formula first. Okay? Sine always come with an angle. Sine, cosine, and tan, they are always accompanied by an angle. So you always have to write an angle with it. In this case, I know that angle A is 65, so I can replace angle A with a 65. I know my opposite. What's the opposite? And I don't know what the hypotenuse is. So what do I need to do here? I can find sine 65, and then, or what can I do?
To switch the places, right?
Yeah.
15 over sinus 65.
That's right. Remember that I'm looking for the denominator, I'm looking for x, right? So you can do this in 2 steps or you can do it in 1 step. And we talked about this before, and we said that I can actually switch spots. Anytime I'm looking for the denominator, we're going to switch spots. So you can, if you want, you can find sine 65, write it to 4 decimal place, okay? And then do switch the spots, or you can right away switch the spots. Up to you, okay? So if I switch spots, then x is equal to 15 over sine 65. Which is 16.5. 55, so that's 16.6. Next, sides to 1 decimal place, please. Okay? Does it make sense that x is bigger than the other side? Yes, because that's my hypotenuse.
Should I round, or can I keep it as a 16.555?
Sides have to be to 1 decimal place. 1 decimal. Right. Okay. Now, for the triangle, it's already labeled, but you guys need to know how to label them, right? So this is my angle of focus, or angle of focus. This is my opposite, and the other side is my adjacent. So what trig ratio do I use with opposite and adjacent? 10. TOA. Okay? So 10 of the angle is equal to opposite over adjacent. So 10 of 32 is the opposite. X over adjacent, 6. What do I do to solve for x?
Multiply by 6.
Multiply by 6. Do we agree with that? Because x divided by 6, I want to isolate for x. So I have to move the 6 over, right? And it's going to become 6 times 10, 32. Placement of your, like, don't put 10, 32 times 6 because then your calculator is going to misunderstand it. So make sure you put 6 times 10, 32.
My question, the previous question.
Yep.
Why couldn't we have multiplied by 15?
Because 15 is on the top, right? And then you're dividing by x. So if you're going to multiply by something, you're going to multiply by x. Because when you bring that division over here, right, you're going to bring the denominator over, right? And it's going to become multiplied by x. Then when I multiply by x, then I'm going to have to bring the sine 65 over, and it becomes a division by sine 65. So what did we get for that 6 times 10, 32?
3.7.
Are we okay with this? Okay. Right to the next one. So, I know the adjacent. I'm looking for the adjacent, and I know the hypotenuse. So what do I do? Like what formula did you use?
I use the cos.
Cosine, yeah, because this is AH, right? Because it's cos. So I'm going to have to use cosine. And that's adjacent over hypotenuse. Okay? What do I plug in angle A? What do I plug in for A?
40. Oh, sorry.
45. Yeah. And I don't know what the adjacent is. It's x over 8. Okay? Then what do?
I do 8 times 45.
8 times cos 45. Yeah. And what is that? 5.6 centimeter. And that is my final answer. Just press this. for an angle. Okay? If I want to calculate an angle knowing two sides. All right? Let's see how I have to do that. How do I get to do that? So same thing. You're gonna start with naming your triangle, right? Opposite, adjacent, hypotenuse. You're gonna pick the trig ratio that belongs to the two known sides, okay? And that's where the last step is gonna come. All right. So angle of interest is the angle for. Okay. So I'm looking for this angle. That means naming the triangle. It's gonna be, this is the opposite side. This is the adjacent side. Okay. Are we okay with the name? Now, opposite and adjacent. What do I use? 10. So that's gonna be 10 theta equals opposite over adjacent. You see that I write my formula first. So I don't know what angle theta is. Equals to, opposite is 4 over 2. All right. Here is the new step. Anytime you are solving for an angle, you have to do the inverse operation. Okay? So to solve for the angle, I have to bring 10 over. When I bring 10 over, it becomes 10 inverse. So I'm going to do 10 inverse of 4 over 2. Make sure your 4 over 2 is in bracket. So you're going to do 10 inverse. Nope. Oh, yeah, that's fine because 4 over 2 is 2. Yeah. 63 degrees, right? Remember, angles to the nearest degree, I do not put any decimals unless the question asks otherwise. So in this case, theta is 63 degrees. Anytime you're looking for an angle, you're going to do the inverse operation. Are we okay with this? Okay, set up the next question. Angle of focus. I know the adjacent and the hypotenuse. Okay. It might be the same.
Yeah, the same.
Yeah. So in this case, which one do I need to use? Sine, cosine, or tan? Cosine? Because it's cap, right? So cosine of angle theta is adjacent over hypotenuse. So that would be 8 over 12.